Hello, my name is Kate McMahon, and I'm your host today for What's Happening. I'm really excited to introduce you to our guest today from the Woods Hole Film Festival. Welcome.
Thank you.
Judy Laster. She's the founder and executive director of the festival. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And we have John Gamache. He is the associate producer, associate director of the film festival. And then Eugene Mirman, who is a star of one of the films that will be shown at the film festival. So thank you so much for being here. I have attended the film festival in the past. What an awesome event.
Well, thank you so much.
Awesome event. So can you tell us a little bit, as the founder, how that came about and your history for 28 years with the film festival?
Sure. Well, so just to start off, the Woods Hole Film Festival is coming up very soon, where you have 170 films that will be showing over the 8 days. The films were submitted to us from around the world. We got about 1,000 film submissions, and from that selected the program. That whole process takes the better part of a year because we get the film submissions, we watch them, the team of people that are the programmers make the selections, and then we try and put it together. And it's a lot like 10-dimensional chess, if there is such a thing, because you never really know what the festival will be like until it's over, because there's so many moving parts. But 28 years ago, when I started this with a friend of mine, Kate Davis, who's also a filmmaker, we started it because she was in the process of making a film. I had made a short film, and other friends of ours had made films, and we wanted to show them. And it was as simple as that. We knew that film festivals were really just starting to be in the public consciousness. Sundance was 10 years old. So we decided we were going to start the East Coast version of the Sundance Film Festival. At that time, people were like, what is a film festival? So we had a 1-day, 1-hour event. It was packed to the gills.
Oh, wow,
5 short films. All those people who made the films that we showed way back then are still making independent films, which is kind of amazing. And they are at the top of their game. So, in fact, one of those filmmakers will have 2 short films in this year's film festival, Bill Plimpton, who's a very well-known animator. But over the years, we grew from that 1-day, 1-hour event over time to becoming the 8-day festival that we are now. But in addition to that, over the past 5 years, we've really become much more of a year-round organization as well. So we have screenings throughout the year. But we grew because it was just an organic thing. People were actually making a lot more films. So taking us back to 28 years ago, people made films on film.
Yes.
People submitted their films to us on VHS tapes. Some of your viewers may not remember VHS, but for those of us who grew up in that era, that was the primary way you watched something. And people submitted their applications to us on paper applications that they sent through the mail. Things really changed with the advent of the explosion of the internet. And so now we really get films from almost every single country around the world because there's an independent film community happening everywhere. It's very exciting. It's a wonderful way to create a community and to bring the world together, make it much smaller through communication by film.
That's great. Now, you mentioned that you had 1,000 submissions and chose 170. And I think, John, you have a role in that operationally, helping the film festival from start to end?
I do a little bit of everything at this point. I do watch some films, mostly short films this year, but I also help with all of the stuff that most people will never see at the film festival, just making sure things run smoothly and that the films play and the filmmakers are happy. And usually if people see me too much, that means something's going wrong. So I like to be as invisible as possible. But typically we have a pretty, I think, an amazing event in Woods Hole. It's a real confluence of factors that come in with the number of films and the number of filmmakers that attend, and this just wonderful science and art community on this little corner of Cape Cod, just sharing film and the beach and all of the wonderful things Woods Hole has every summer. I think it's a truly unique film festival and experience.
Yeah, it is. Woods Hole is definitely a gem here on the Cape.
Yep.
Definitely. And Eugene, thank you for being here.
Sure, I'm very happy to.
Eugene, as I understand, you are a star in one of the documentaries that will be shown.
Yes.
And can you share with us a little bit about the film and how it was submitted to the festival?
Sure. So the film, it's called It Started as a Joke, and it's a documentary about a festival that a friend of mine and I put on in Brooklyn for a decade. And Julie Smith, the friend that I organized the festival with, directed the movie, and we had screened it at South by Southwest and in Boston, and I believe that either we reached out to you guys or you guys reached out to us for the movie to be a part of it. And I live in Woods Hole, so I thought it would be great to screen it here.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
Really, right in your backyard.
Yes.
That's awesome.
If I can travel there quickly, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, we did talk just a minute ago about the dates, and I believe it's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner.
July 27th?
Hence the bags under my eyes.
You look great.
July
You look great.
27th through August 3rd. So it's 8 days. And every day we have at least 3 to 5 different screening venues happening. So we're screening multiple films every day. And so if people are interested in going, one of the things they can do is pick up what we call our one sheet. And it's actually 4 pieces of paper. So even though we call it a one sheet, we can't really count. But that has all the descriptions of the films. We have 54 feature films, and the rest are short films. The short films we show in different programs, and we try and group them by thematically. But that doesn't mean that every film is going to be the same. So in a short film program, you could get an animation, you can get a comedy, you can get a documentary or a drama, but there's some running theme that ties them all together. We also show short films before feature films. And the great thing about a festival, and as Eugene can attest to, is when you have the filmmaker or the people who are the subject of a film there at a screening, it completely changes the viewer's relationship to that film.
Yeah, we hope to make people terribly uncomfortable with our presence. But me and the director will be there to do a Q&A after the screening.
That's great.
Yeah.
It makes it much more intimate.
Yeah, and we'll be whispering to people as they're watching.
Well, and the other thing that happens, so our films are, we have audience awards and professionally judged awards, jury awards. So people who come to see the films vote, and so somebody like Eugene could be like, if you vote for my film, I'll give you a ride in my car, or something like that. Not really. No. But we try and make sure that, to the extent possible, people come away from their experience seeing a film with a filmmaker feeling like they had a wonderful time and a unique experience that they really won't get a chance to have elsewhere. So this confluence of films that we're showing, this program, one of the things we do try and do is make it unique in that it's not something that was just at another festival and we're programming what they did, but we try and organize it in a way that does several things. One is to provide the audiences on Cape Cod with an opportunity to see the best in emerging independent film, to provide filmmakers who have a relationship with Cape Cod an opportunity to have a place to show their films, so they submit to us as well. And then we expanded that to New England filmmakers too. So one of the things we do have is quite a number of New England filmmakers here. We also try and provide a platform for filmmakers who may not really get a chance to have their work seen on a screen otherwise. And shorts are a perfect example of that. Many of the feature films will go on to have some sort of distribution after the festival, or some already have it. That distribution could be theatrical, or it could be on a streaming platform, we don't know. But again, the launch at a festival like Woods Hole really helps with audience engagement, and it gets people very excited. I've had people come up to me 10 years later and talk about a film that they saw at the festival and what it meant to them and how it changed their life. So it's pretty exciting.
That is. And then the exposure for the filmmakers must be awesome as well.
Yep.
That's great. Yep. That's great. So we begin the festival on July 27th through August 3rd. And where can they pick up the one sheet?
So John, do you want to sort of take
It's
that
just
one?
at Grumpy's. That's the only
It's
place.
just-
Or Eugene's house.
Yeah. Swing by my place. I'll leave some in the driveway.
We have
Casual.
a crack team of people that are out distributing these wherever we can. And they go very fast, though.
I bet. And I think I also viewed a complete list on the website.
Correct. Everything is on the website.
Okay.
So that, by everything, we mean the description, a trailer, if we have one. That's a great way for people to sort of see, a little bit, a snippet of the film. And then they can also get tickets on the website, too. So people don't have to wait until they get into Woods Hole to do anything. Everything is transactional over the web.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
The
wonderful.
future has arrived.
Yeah.
The
especially-
interwebs is here.
Yeah.
And then one thing I want to add too is that in addition to the films, we have a number of workshops and panel discussions as well too. So if people, can see amazing films too, but we have opportunities too to learn from other filmmakers and to hear from people in the independent film world and film critics and.
Our own Tim Miller.
Our own Tim Miller here
Cape
for Cape
Cod
Cod.
Times.
So
Yeah.
we'll be hosting a panel of film critics. Adam Howard, who did visual effects for Titanic, is doing a workshop on visual effects in film. So there's a little something for everybody, I think. to use the-
Aspiring filmmakers, folks that just have a interest.
Anybody
Yeah.
and everybody. We have a kids' day. So one of our
fun.
goals is to try and, get younger people into theaters to see independent film. And so the Kids' Day event is really geared toward any person who's probably 10 and over. And that takes place the first Sunday of the festival. The other thing we have is music. We've always had music as part of the festival, live musical performance. And so we have music at a number of the parties that we are having, which happen most nights after the screenings. And then a newly added exciting opportunity, we're having a show with Kim Ritchie, who's a singer-songwriter who got her start at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. So she'll be doing a show on Thursday, August 1st, and then we're showing the Bluebird Cafe documentary the closing day of the festival. So,
Neat. It's great that she's
great to
coming
create
here.
those kinds of relationships.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, I sure appreciate you being here today. Very exciting things happening this year at the Woods Hole Film Festival. And we hope that you all in the audience are able to attend. My name is Kate McMahon, and thanks for joining us today.